Viper is an incredible control-type agent whose widespread and flexible vision control allow her to excel in a variety of situations in a way that no other agent can. In this guide, I'll be going through each of her abilities, example situations where her kit can shine, potential counterplay, and some great synergies with all the different maps and other agents. Viper's first ability is Snakebite, which lets her shoot what is essentially a Molotov made of acid. It can bounce off of walls to a maximum of 2 bounces before touching the ground, and for what it's worth, it can even bounce off of other people. It can also be used for zoning out enemies and clearing out specific areas on bomb sites. The acid can also be comboed with agents like Breach or Sage to deal a very high amount of damage. Viper can carry up to 2 charges of the acid, and each charge costs 100 credits to attain. Note that the rest of Viper's kit deals decay damage, which means that while enemies walk through these abilities, their max HP and armor will be gradually reduced while they're inside, but will be returned to them once they step out of their area of effect. The rest of Viper's basic abilities drain her toxic bar, which is essentially an energy system to limit the time that she can use these abilities. When these abilities are turned off, the bar will begin to restore itself. Do note that these abilities can be turned on from anywhere on the map, so with good timing and knowledge, Viper can really play mind games with her enemies. An example of this would be to pretend to block off vision on bomb site 8 from a lurking enemy when in reality, Viper is already rotated to site B where the bomb is. Viper's second ability is Poison Cloud and allows her to throw a smoke grenade that can be toggled on and off. This smoke's mark is invisible to the enemy team, so the enemy can only see where it is being toggled. Viper can also pick up the smoke to relocate it elsewhere. If Viper dies while not having the smoke deployed, she holds it for the next round. This means that if you pick up your smoke and then get killed, you save money on the ability and can keep it for the next round. This ability costs 200 credits to purchase. There are many cool spots you can try out to smoke out with this, similar to that in the smoke grenades in CSGO. So this first spot is here, smoking A, for showers here, covering that from the beginning of T-spawn. Should hit there, and if we just go check here, yep. So then your friends at showers can enter. This is another version of that. Instead, this time it's blocking for mid, so that if you want to cover for yourself and try to enter the site yourself, you can do that. And for all of these angles, feel free to just look at my points of reference here. There's no hard rule, I would say. As long as you get like a decent reference point and like a place where you can reliably toss your smoke, then I think that's good enough. So in this case, I am on B side this time on bind, smoking for CT, just trying to cover that instead. You can get really creative with this, so I feel free to use your imagination. This next clip is on Haven. We're trying to smoke Heaven on A side here. Me and my buddy both trying to test this out. So you just line up your crosshair here next to the light bulb, make sure this haystack covers it, aim above, just toss, and if you've done correctly, it will land directly on Heaven and will cover whoever's potentially watching there, enabling you to cross onto the site. In the next clip, this is C long, I would say. So it's pretty easy. You would just line yourself up with the crosshair on the boxes here, put your crosshair between the 2 trees if you can tell, jump throw, and if all goes well, you will be able to cover back of sight super easily. Okay, so now we're on split. I'm trying to smoke A. I just gotta hug this plant here. This is smoke for the Heaven entrance. Make sure you hug that right side of the plant. Then you aim at the corner of the building and you just toss it. It's pretty easy. It really reliably covers whoever is peeking there or watching that angle, and then enables you to try to just bust into sight. Another version of this would actually be to trying to smoke in the other part of Heaven that leads onto site itself, which is also very useful. So for that, you have to step on this box here. It's a little bit harder. Then line yourself with around the center, and then there's 2 lights you aim between. Line your crosshair there, just jump shoot, and if you do it right, then it just covers whoever is peeking there as well, and then you just go up into Heaven yourself. It's extremely useful, a really amazing angle to try and block off enemies for vision. This is definitely the hardest one. This is B Heaven. This is a very difficult one to do. You have to line yourself up with the what is that roofing, and then aim at the 4th railing there and just lob it, making sure that like the gray vent is being covered as well. My buddy and I just checking to make sure. Of course, we're still only in closed beta and people will be finding more angles over time. If you have access to Valorant right now and want to try to find more angles, I would highly recommend going into a custom game and testing it out on all the maps. Having good knowledge of these smokes will make you super oppressive and make you look insane for clearing sights so easily. Viper's signature ability is Toxic Screen, which essentially enables her to shoot a giant wall that blocks vision and deals decay damage. Unlike her Poison Cloud, however, she could not reposition this wall for the rest of the round once deployed. I would argue that this is one of the main things that makes Viper so versatile on both offense and defense, as she can wall off entire sides of sites and really punish enemies that try to push through it as well. Using the wall and her Poison Cloud in combination make Viper one of the strongest spike planters in the game as well, as she simply blocks so much vision that she is able to simply walk up to a site and plant the bomb. One important thing to note is that the wall has an insane range and can be typically shot over a wall and across an entire site. I honestly think this ability is really broken, and you should make sure to get it off whenever you can. When playing against Viper, once you see her place the wall, you'll know exactly where it will be for the rest of the map, so you can potentially play around that. Finally, moving on to Viper's ultimate. This, at least from what I've seen in my time in beta so far, is absolutely ridiculous. Viper essentially can cover a huge area with her Toxin, in which enemies not only take decay damage, but also have reduced vision. This area will last as long as Viper remains inside of it as well. If Viper steps out of the pit, the integrity of the pit reduces, and Viper will need to step back inside if she wants to maintain it. You can, however, step in and out of it to try and mind game your enemies. This ultimate has a requirement of 7 ultimate points to use, and what makes Viper so obnoxious in so many scenarios. Enemies inside the pit near you will also be marked as red and have reduced vision. You do also have reduced vision in the pit, but it's set up that you will see anyone walking in before they see you. The main counterplay to the pit is simply to try and run in, find Viper and kill her as fast as you can. She will definitely see you first if you try to simply walk in and be sneaky, so it's really hard to get around, honestly. However, if you have an agent with large AoE damage abilities such as Breach or Brimstone, you can simply drop your own ultimates on the pit and to either kill Viper or at least force her out. The pit has an incredible amount of use case scenarios such as securing sites and free plants with it, defending the spike once you secure a site, and trying to zone out enemies from entering a site. It's also great for clutch situations, as using the ultimate can allow Viper to outplay multiple enemies by picking out isolated fights. It can also be used well on defense to try and ninja defuse the spike and to also defend the spike if you manage to get a pick on the spike carrier. This ultimate is what makes Viper so thrilling and exciting to play, and the insane outplay potential on the agent is what makes her, in my opinion, one of the strongest agents in the game right now.